Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For a change, let's start this video with a view. Currently, isn't it beautiful? So, let's start with Viktor Orban today. There is a lot about Hungary, Orban, what he said a while back. So let's go through this. He said this in 2022. Very strong words about Polish Prime Minister, new/old Prime Minister Donald Tusk. And those words are now coming back because of what the government of Hungary has just announced, which is, I think, brilliant, because how you're going to fight with this if not in a radical way. So in 2022, I don't remember exactly what was the event, however, there was a big group of people, there was a big gathering. Maybe my Hungarian viewers, who I appreciate very much, can put in the comments down below. But in the context of the current political situation, it's good to bring those words back. Quoting Viktor Orban, "In an act of desperation, they invited here also Donald Tusk, who first broke his own party in Poland and then broke the European People's Party in Brussels. Donald Tusk himself is a black cat that causes problems for people. The old advice is to never stop your opponent from making a mistake." This is what Orban said, and he referred to, who, Sun Tzu, who was the Chinese military general and strategist, and in his book, The Art of War, he said those words, I will be quoting: "Never interrupt your opponent while he is in the middle of making a mistake." Sometimes you can hear this in a different way: never interrupt your opponent while he is in the process of destroying himself, right? So why I'm telling you those words from Orban? Because there are two things about Tusk. That's what he said, and then I have one more topic about Tusk. But there is an article from Polish portal wpolityce.pl, and what is this about? Well, let me tell you. One-way ticket. Hungary wants to send illegal migrants by buses to Brussels. This is the title. Hungary has announced that it will do what Texas did in the United States. The country's interior ministry has suggested that it will fund a one-way ticket for illegal immigrants and transport them to Brussels on special buses. At the same time, Viktor Orban warned that illegal migration would lead to the disintegration of the European Union. At a press conference, the Secretary of State in the Hungarian Ministry of Internal Affairs, Benz Redvári, if I mispronounce, apologies, said that the EU wants to force Hungary to let illegal migrants through its borders. He added that the Hungarian government would offer these people voluntarily and free of charge a one-way ticket to Brussels. Against a backdrop of buses with illuminated signs that read, now this is in Hungarian, so I will absolutely jinx it, but bear with me, Rüschke Brussels. I think it means road to Brussels. I don't know. My Hungarian viewers, put in the comments down below. By the way, I love Hungary. I love Budapest, one of my absolutely favorite cities in the world. So on this bus will be illuminated sign, Rüschke Brussels, the road that migrants will take from the Hungary's southern border with Serbia to the EU's headquarters in Belgium. Redvári said the transport would be carried out after the European procedure has been implemented, but did not specify what status asylum seekers would have once they were transported to the EU capital. Quoting now Orban, he says, not Orban, this is the minister. He says this: if Brussels wants illegal migrants, it can take them. Now Orban, this is quoting Orban, migration will lead to the disintegration of the European Union. If we look back from the 2014 to the present, this period is a period of the process of disintegration of the European Union. Hungarian Prime Minister added, quoting now the Prime Minister, migration, like gender, employment and security, is an existential problem facing the EU. Now let me tell you how as Gerald Celente, who was my guest on my channel, calls them prostitutes. So how the prostitutes write the articles. The provocative proposal. The provocative proposal to move the migrants to Brussels, which echoes similar moves previously made by right-wing Republican governors in the United States, comes in response to a June ruling by the European Union's Court of Justice that ordered, are you ready, ordered Hungary to pay a fine of 200 million euros, that is 216 million US dollars, for president violations of the bloc's asylum rules, and an additional 1 million euros per day until it brings its policies into line with EU law. Hungary has failed to meet the September deadline for the payment of the 200 million euros fine imposed by the SJEU, potentially opening the way for another conflict between Budapest and Brussels, the AP agency added. So this is the end of the article. Then we go back to Orban again. But so let me ask you this: what will happen? Like, they're not just paying it. Like, let's not just pay. Like, forget it. Maybe forget the EU completely, right? What do you think? Out of EU? That would be a relief in a way. I think so. How important is for Hungary to be part of the European Union? I just wonder. I mean, tell me about it. I don't know. I really don't know. But this is insane. Just insane. 200 million euros fine, and then you have 1 million euro per day. Wow, this is the punishment. So still about Orban. This article is from TASS from September 9th, that is yesterday. Actually from today, but this is about announcement that was made yesterday on September 9th. Hungary's Orban prepares new peace initiative event in September TV. The Hungary Prime Minister did not give any details about the incoming event. So what is this about? Budapest, September 9, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban is preparing new impressive event in September, so this month, within the framework of the peace initiative to settle the conflict in Ukraine. The ATV TV channel reported. According to its information, Orban told reporters at an event on Sunday that the peace mission is ongoing. The Prime Minister worked on it during the summer and hinted that an impressive event would take place in September. However, according to the TV channel, Orban did not give any details about this event. As a reminder, this is still from TASS, on July 1st, Hungary took over the rotating EU presidency for 6 months. On July 5th, Orban visited Moscow, where he met with Russian President Vladimir Putin and discussed possible ways to resolve the conflict in Ukraine and the start of peace talks. Later, the Prime Minister traveled to Beijing, where he met with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Prior to his visit to Russia, Orban discussed the settlement of the conflict in Ukraine with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kiev on July 2nd. The discussion in Moscow and Beijing of possible peace initiatives without taking into account the opinion of Brussels caused an explosion of indignation among EU leaders. They felt that Hungary was undermining European unity and the community's course of maximizing, one second, I flipped the page with the wind, my hair, everything, maximizing, where was this? Let's see. Maximizing support for Ukraine. So guys, that's what's happening. Now let's jump to Poland for a moment. I will attach a video in the description box. When you scroll all the way down, there will be a video because, you know, they create this kind of battle fight in Poland, one against another, and at the end of the day they actually share the same policy. So more money for the for NATO, more militarization, go to war and stuff. So now we have this news. Duda is exposing Tusk secret security agreement. What is this about? Well, in the light of the recent events, this is what is in this video. So I'm gonna just quote this and read this to you. In the light of the recent events surrounding the surrender of Russian spy Pavel Rubtsov, under the revelation that he had access to secret files, President Andrzej Duda took the opportunity to reflect on the controversial agreement between the Polish Internal Security Service, the SKW, which is Służba Kontrwywiadu Wojskowego, and the Russian service FSB. Duda, quoting now Duda, or as Lukashenko says Dudu, in 2012 an agreement was reached between SKW and FSB regarding cooperation. This was agreed during the tenure, I think you say, during the time when Tusk was the prime minister, because, you know, he's new/old, because it's like deja vu, like Twilight Zone, he's back. Could this cooperation between the Russian security services and the Polish security services under the government of Mr. Tusk still is continuing, given the apparent continuing of this agreement? So when they show this, what's the story? Well, there is an agreement between those secret services. When you look at the video, see the document in Polish. He said that this was signed in 2011. On this document, actually, it shows 2017, and there is a signature of Tusk. And it's an original document that is showing the agreement to collaborate with the security services of several countries. There is Algeria, Ukraine, Georgia, the Russian Federation, and Chinese People's Republic, so China. And on the document it says 11th of January 2017. So I'm not gonna give you the full info about this because it's in the video, so you might just click on it. It's in English, so there is no problem for you to understand. And to those of you who are often asking me about the translations for your language, whatever language it is, let me just tell you, you have this option on YouTube. You just go to the settings, and when you have translation, you have auto-translated, and you can choose the language. So you can set it up yourself very easily. Just figure out. If you don't know how, YouTube will tell you. Just find the video how to translate. And we will end this video today, guys, with a comment from Antoni Peters, who says, Zelensky, modern-day Churchill. Same forces are behind both. Thank you so much for your comment. I like your comment. Quick, to the point, and yes, I agree. So with this being said, tomorrow is Wednesday. I have a live stream schedule, a round table this time, with Mr. Larry Johnson and Mr. Scott Ritter. So tune in. This will be 11 a.m. Miami time or New York time. That will be, I think it will be great live stream. A lot is happening, so I will ask a lot of questions. And today I think there is a debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So this will be interesting to watch. So tomorrow, if you don't have a solo video, which you might have after the debate, we see, you definitely have a live stream, and I will end this video like I started with the view. And the duck is making its way here. So, lots of love, everyone. Remember, we are the leading edge, and we are saving humanity. All the links are down below in the description box. I'm just speaking this community a lot lately. Maybe because you are a great community on my YouTube channel. Besides that, thank you so much for all your donations and subscribing to other platforms just in case, because you never know. And thank you for hitting this like, subscribing to my channel, leaving the comments, and I see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.